I've fallen down the AliExpress rabbit hole. AliExpress is a dangerous place for watch collectors. They sell watches that are low price, sometimes low quality, but sometimes actually surprisingly brilliant. Today, we're diving into my own collection. So what did I get? Welcome to the Watchmosphere. We've got a lot of AliExpress to talk about. All right, Watchmospherians, let's talk about AliExpress. I took the plunge, actually 11 plunges, and bought kind of accidentally an entire collection of watches direct from China. Some of them are built like tanks. I found a few that surprised me, one kind of tacky. We're going to look at the good, the okay, surprisingly impressive. Stick around to the end to see my absolute favorite, which is also one of the most impressive. First up is Sugess Pilot. This is Breitling Top Time Homage. The teal version in Breitling is a little more subtle than this. The colors are a little more vibrant, not exactly the same, but the coloring is still really unique. I really like this coloring a lot. It's very cool. The movement on this one is a Seagull ST 1901 Swan neck. This is a manual wind. It does not have a power reserve gauge on it. I kind of like that. This one doesn't have that. But one thing I really do love about it, and I think it's actually a really great detail in an homage watch, is the leather strap is really on par with Breitling's leather strap. I thought that was actually really cool. So I expect the strap to wear really well. It's really thick and solid, and it's really well finished. Overall, this is just a really great design, and I think you would really like it. One of the things, though, is that they are getting low on stock, and it looks like they're starting to sell it off. So if you want it, you got to get it now. Number 2, Sugess again, another Pilot. I accidentally bought the same watch twice. I didn't mean to do that. This is another Breitling Top Time homage. The case is a little different, but the feature on this one that I love is this gorgeous ice blue dial. It's right up my alley. I love that. I love blue, and it's so pretty. I love wearing this watch. This is a hand wound chrono. This one has a power reserve gauge, which I really, really like. So you can don't overwind it. I broke a watch as a kid, just really kept winding like crazy. Just had to make sure it was wound. And so I'm always really cautious of that. I tend to underwind. But again, the one thing, this one also has that great leather strap, and it's on par with Breitling's. So really, really cool. Movement ST 1906 Swan neck, again, Seagull. One of the issues I think with it is the readability. It can be a little difficult, but it doesn't bother me too much. Overall, this watch is gorgeous. I just really love it. Number 3 is another Sugess. This one is the one I'm wearing today. It's the Tudor Black Bay Flamingo Pink Homage. This is one of those, what they call a dopamine dial. It's sort of like this trend of like really bright colors, really bold. And I just really liked it. I thought it was very different. I have one other pink dial watch, but it's a very subtle pink. It can almost read almost like a beige. It's so subtle, really pretty, but not like this. This is like hardcore pink, and I really like that. It has a dome sapphire crystal, again, the power reserve gauge, and it does not have the date complication at the 6 o'clock like the Black Bay does, but you can have everything, right? My one little nit about this is I'm losing weight very rapidly and intentionally, and I'm constantly redoing I'm having to reset my bracelets, and this one is it's getting loose again, and it only has 3 micro adjustments on it, and I could have used more. I think if I had more, I would have been able to address this more. So that's probably my only complaint. It does pinch a little bit too, once you grab hair a little bit, but overall it's really good. I think this is really good. All of the Sugess watches I think are really, really strong. Number 4, Pagani design. This is the Speedmaster Homage. This for around $60-ish. This is huge value for the money. This is really great. It really has that strong Speedmaster aesthetic. I think the case is a little smaller than Speedmaster, but one of the things I really love about this is it has the white dial is slightly iridescent, kind of like metallic white. And I thought that was a really subtle but nice effect. You can't see it in the photos online, but it is there. And I thought that was really, really cool. Sometimes white dials can look really clinical, and this is really beautiful. It's got an AR sapphire crystal. I was actually really appreciated that too. Bracelet's not great, but I think with Pagani design, I think one of the things with them is they put the money in the watch, not in the bracelet. You can't have everything, right? But it is a quartz watch, and it's running really well. It's keeping really good time. For me, it's a great way to get a speedy look without the speedy price tag. Number 5, Reef Tiger. Wasn't sure about Reef Tiger. Wasn't really sure what to expect. This was a bit of a risk. This one kind of blew me away. Really surprised me. This is a dress watch. This is a Max Bill Junghans homage. They don't make their watches in rose gold with navy blue dial. But I thought this was gorgeous. They did a really great job, I think, in matching the navy blue dial to the navy blue strap. It's a really nice touch. The strap is an embossed leather, and it has a deployant buckle. I thought that was a very nice touch. It just overall it has a really nice luxury feel. This is an automatic, and it does have a crystal back, so you can see the movement. Overall, this really feels like a very expensive watch. It's very high quality. It feels luxury. It's around $200. You can't beat it. It's really good. I wasn't sure about Reef Tiger. I am 100% sure now this is a really good brand. And I know that because number 6 is another Reef Tiger. This one is an Aquanaut homage. It's green with a green rubber strap. And then it also has a crystal bezel. It's rose gold. I just really thought this was really pretty. I have a bit of an issue with rose gold. I keep buying it. I have a whole tray of rose gold. Like, it's just all my rose gold watches are in one tray. I need a 12-step program or something because I really do love rose gold. But I love the crystal. I like the sparkle. It's just a little tacky, which I kind of like. One of my little nits about it is the calendar feature is kind of hard to set, and it doesn't feel particularly like solid. Also, the day of the week has a number of the day of the week. So 1 through 7. So Monday is like 1. So it's not really helpful. Overall, I do like having that there. I just don't think that number underneath the day was helpful. Build, though, very high quality. The finishing's really high quality. The crystal is a sapphire crystal, really strong overall. I was really surprised by this. It's very unique. It's got a lot of really high quality features. It's around $100. You just can't beat it. Number 7, this is another company or brand I wasn't sure about. It's Specht and Swan. I don't know how to pronounce that in German. This is an homage to the Nautilus 5711. This one has a Miyota 8215 movement, and it has a screw down crown. It's got a stainless steel with rose gold. I'm not sure if this is electroplated or PVD. I couldn't tell. Ideally, I'd rather it be PVD. But overall, I really love this watch. Overall, really great value. It's very elegant. I think it's very close to Patek without that gigantic Patek price tag. Number 8, another Specht and Son. This one they're calling the Cubit Ultra Thin. Obviously, it's an homage to the Cubitus. First one I think that's come out. It's they're calling it ultra thin though. I mean, it's 8.3 millimeters. I don't know. Is that ultra thin? I'd say it's thin, but it's not ultra thin. I'd say 7 is when I get into ultra. I went with a Tiffany blue dial. I probably should have gone with the green. I think the green probably would have been better. I just felt like it was a little too on the nose because they only sell the watch in green and dark blue, navy blue. And so I wanted to try something different. I don't particularly love it, but it's okay. There's no second hand. It's quartz, obviously, so that throws me off. I always like to have a second hand, but it keeps time really well. So I've been pleased with that. The bracelet not great. It kind of wants to pinch. It's probably the most pinching bracelet I have, and it pulls hair. So you kind of consider that. I think maybe the ultra thinness of it has something to do with it. Overall, if you want to see what the most controversial watch of 2024 is all about, this is an option. And, price is good. So my number 9 is one of my biggest surprises. It's Tactical Frog. It's the Swoller Quartz Chronograph. This is really good. I was really surprised with this watch. It does a lot of really cool things. This is the first solar I've had, and you usually with a solar you have to keep it in the sun for like 3 days to charge it. This was charged right out of the box, and it is pulling any light source is charging it. So I keep it in my watch box, and it's in the dark, and it's charging and running perfectly. It's keeping great time. It has really good lume. It is really strong lume. Sapphire crystal again. One of the things I really love about it is it has their little tactical frog at the 12 o'clock position. I really like that. I think that's really fun. I like that logo anyway. I think it's fun. One of the things I really love about this watch is it's really probably the best bracelet I've gotten from any of the AliExpress watches. One of the things I love about it is it has 7 microadjusted positions on it. And so I wish that Sugess Black Bay Homage had that, because it really, really is helpful when my wrist width is changing daily. It's nice to be able to make those adjustments. Highly recommend this watch at $130. You cannot beat this. It's great. I really love this, and I'll be looking at other tactical frogs in the future. Number 10, San Martin 40 millimeter watermelon diver. This was a different watch for me. It had a fun, playful, whimsical quality about it. Feels like a Swatch watch, and I like Swatch watches. So I thought this was really interesting. Not a diver guy. It's, I think, the only diver I've got, maybe. Maybe the Tudor Black Bay is a diver. I don't know what these are. But it's I just thought that was really fun. I'm actually really quite impressed with it. The build on this is really strong. It's really tight. It feels like a much more expensive watch than it is. It's got an NH35 automatic movement, sapphire crystal, 200 meters waterproof. I will never be able to check that because I don't dive. But it's got that cool gradient watermelon red with the green accents, and then the green rubber strap. Again, was very different for me. This is as comfortable to wear as a Swatch, and I really like it. I don't think you can beat this. It's arguably the best true diver under $200. If you need a diver, this is great. And my number 11, this is the one that absolutely blew me away. I just got it over the weekend. It is the Boderry HOU Vintage Automatic. I got it in the green. I was really surprised by this. This watch is built so tightly. It's so strong. The way that it's built, it just feels like a very expensive watch. And it's kind of feels like a dress watch, and really kind of a classic style. But at the same time, the color is just such a modern color. Again, that dopamine dial. It's actually keeping time very well. And I think it's just the wearability of it. It's one of those Gata watches. You can wear it anywhere. This green dial though in the sun. Wow, it is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. This really, though, the only issue I had with this, I want all 3 colors. All 3 of them are gorgeous. The blue and the purple. So that was my only issue with it. Is that they made it so good. I want all 3 of them. Final thoughts on these. One of my favorites. I think for best value, Tactical Frog. I just can't say enough about that. I think it's just for the price, you just can't get any better than that. I also think the Pagani Speedy, again, is really great for the value. I think for the style, the best style, I think that ice blue Sugess is gorgeous. Both of the Reef Tigers, the San Martin, and obviously the Boderry. And then I think the best build quality, again, was the Boderry, the Tactical Frog, and the San Martin. Really, really good. The thing about buying watches at AliExpress, that you just got to be careful because it's really easy. It's like potato chips. You just keep buying more and more. You have to think about it. One of the issues I've had is shipping, and with the tariffing and everything going on right now, there's the de minimis exemption, which is how much how much something costs before you have to pay tax on it. The tariff is at $800, and it's expected to probably get dropped to zero from things from China. So you could actually buy a watch, and in the time it took to get to you, the de minimis would change. And so you have to, I think we're a little careful. I'm going to hold off a bit and see what will happen there. But it was taking me, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to get a watch. The Cubitus Homage took literally 4 weeks to the day I ordered it. So you're just going to have to be careful with that. If you put something in your cart and it says it'll ship in 10 days, that probably means because either they don't have it or it's still in manufacturing. So just be aware of that, because it could actually add to time. And I actually done that where they just kept saying 3 more days, it ships. And I was like, you don't have it. You just don't have it. But overall, I think this is a great way to get sort of the flavor of these prestige and ultra luxury watches without those massive, massive price tags. So yeah, what are your experiences with AliExpress? Let me know. What are your favorites? Did you buy any of the watches that I got? Comments below, let me know. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it gives me an idea of what kind of content you're interested in. As I'm starting the channel, it's all kind of new to me, and I'm trying to figure out what the audience wants. And, feel free to tell me about a watch you think is great that you'd like me to talk about. I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, stay complicated, and we'll see you in the Watchmosphere. Have a good day.